Friends, your success brings happiness and peace in your home. Your always smiling, always happy and healthy life gives you the best happiness and also makes you the happiest person in this world. Today's story, which I am going to tell you, this story contains the knowledge of the whole world, and there is also a solution to all the problems. That's why you must watch this story till the end. It was a long time ago. There was a small town. A very rich Seth used to live in that city. That rich Seth had everything to say. There was no shortage of anything. That rich Seth had achieved many big milestones in his life. He had achieved many successes in his life. In whatever city he went to do business, he was sure to get success there too. He had never been defeated in his life. His business was also going on with a lot of noise. His father had told him 4 such things, which he used to follow regularly and used to follow the same things. And because of those things, his life was very happy, and he was successful in every field of life. A lot of time passed like this, and now that rich Seth had become very old. Now he started feeling that my death is very near. I can die any time. And he knew that his son was very gullible, very innocent. He doesn't have worldly understanding yet, so he called his son to him and said to his son, "Son, I had learned 4 things from my father, and I applied those things in my life. Due to his following, today I am so successful in my life. I am spending my life happily. Because of those things today, I am so happy, satisfied, and so rich. Neither did I ever get sick, nor did I ever have any shortage of money. And you can see that I am the richest man in this city. But I am satisfied with whatever I have today. I am happy, but I want you to go further than me. You earn more name, you earn more money. Let people know about you, recognize you because our time was different, and your coming time is something else." That rich Seth called his son closer to him and said to him, "Son, today I am going to tell you 4 important things in the world which were told to me by my father, and because of this, I am so successful today. If you take all these things in your life, follow them regularly, follow them, then you will also become very rich in your life. You will spend your life very happily. By following these things, neither there will be any sorrow in your family, nor there will be any problem in your business." Having said this, the rich Seth starts telling 4 things to his son. He says that son is the first thing, but go to the shade and come to the shade. Second thing, keep a leather fence around your house. Third thing, always eat sweets, and fourth thing, always keep your wife tied up. Having said this, the rich Seth was now relaxed, knew that his son is very innocent. He will definitely obey his father, and will bring all these 4 things in his life, and also follow them. A few months passed by, and then one day the rich Seth died. After the death of his father, that rich Seth's son wrote down all those 4 things on a piece of paper, so that he would not forget them, and he started implementing those things in his life. He started following those 4 things, what his father told him. Going to the shade and coming to the shade, he got a tent installed all the way from his house to his shop, because he had a lot of money, and there was no one to stop him. Whenever someone asked him, "Why did you do this?" he would simply say in response that my father asked me to do the same. After this, he followed his father's next talk. He got a leather fence erected around his house. He got a leather wall erected on both sides of his house. Seeing this, the people around became very angry. They got off even after quarreling with him. Many people even said that, "Why did you do this? Why did you get the leather fence erected? Leather smells bad and it hurts us. Get it out today." But no one could harm him because he had a lot of money. That's why no one could oppose him for a long time, and he too had made up his mind that he would obey all the words of his father with all his heart. The third thing his father told him was to sweeten the food, because of which he used to make something sweet for his wife to eat every day. Sometimes vermicelli, sometimes kheer, sometimes halwa, and sometimes sweets. Always used to eat all this. And his father told him a 4th thing, always keep his wife tied, because of which he used to keep his wife tied with a rope every day. Many days passed like this, and soon the life of Seth's son was slowly getting ruined, because he had misinterpreted all the words of his father, and he was following them accordingly. In no time, his big business was starting to stall. The number of customers at his place was decreasing, because he used to go to the shop when he felt like it, and when he felt like it, he would return home from the shop. He was not interested in his father's business. Because of this, all his customers were now getting angry with him. All his customers were now leaving the shop one by one. For this reason, his entire business had now come to a standstill. In a few months, he had completely ruined the business in which his father had united his blood and sweat. Now his business had reduced a lot, due to which he used to be very upset. He used to be very worried, and moreover he had erected a leather wall around his house. Because of that very bad smell had spread all around. That's why all those who lived around him left that house and settled somewhere else. Due to the smell of leather, no one used to come to his house anymore. Even his friends and his relatives used to shy away from coming to that house. But even now he could not understand why all this is happening. He was very upset, and he always used to eat sweet food, due to which his weight had increased a lot, and due to this obesity many diseases had made their home in his body. Vedas started coming to his house every day. Due to these reasons, now his money was also getting wasted in these things, and he obeyed the fourth thing of his father. He kept his wife tied, because of which his wife got angry with him, and she left the house and returned to her maternal home. He tried to persuade his wife. Various measures were taken, but his wife did not agree. And anyway, why would any woman want to stay with such a man who unnecessarily keeps her tied up? In no time, the whole life of Seth's son was ruined. He had no business left, no money, no wife, no relatives who used to hang around him for money. Moreover, now his health was also not good, due to which he was very worried. Was getting very worried. He could not understand all this, what is happening and why it is happening. He used to be very worried about all these things, and he used to curse his father in his heart and say, "Father, you have ruined my whole life. Because of those four things of yours, today everything has been snatched away from me. I have neither business, nor wealth, nor that relative, nor my wife, nor even my health has left me. Today, my whole life is ruined because of you. If I had not accepted those four things of yours, if I had not implemented them in my life, I would have been living a happy life today. What did I get by following these four things of yours? Like an obedient son, I obeyed all your words very well, believed him, followed him, but I was a fool who blindly believed your words." Saying this, he started crying bitterly. Only then one day he came to know that a monk has come to his nearby town, and that monk tells the solution to everyone's problems. Whatever the problem may be, he definitely solves it. Hearing this, he thought that let's see together once. Maybe I can find a solution to my problem too. With this hope, he reached to that monk. After reaching there, he fell straight at his feet and started crying loudly. He started saying, "Oh teacher, now only you can save me. My father has ruined my whole life. Whatever situation I am in today, it is all because of my father. I did as my father told me. Always obeyed all his words like a good son. Do all your duties. And look what my father did to me. Even while dying, he taught me the wrong thing, and today I have to bear the brunt of it because I took all his words in my life, followed them, and see what happened to me today. My whole life has been ruined. I still don't understand why my father did this to me. Did I do something wrong with them?" By saying this, he started crying even louder in front of that monk. That's why that Sadhu Maharaj says to that Seth's son, "Shut up. First tell me your whole story. What happened to you? Why are you crying like this? Of your trouble. What is the reason?" On saying so much of that monk, that Seth's son put the slip in the hand of that monk, which he had written after his father's death, in which he had written all the four things of his father. That monk took the slip and started reading it, and as soon as he read it, he started laughing out loud, and he says to that Seth's son, "What a fool you are. Your father gave you all the knowledge of the world, but you could not understand it. You could not follow it properly, and say that your father has shown you the wrong path. You have given wrong message. Your father was testing you whether you could understand his words or not. Are you able to make sense of their words or not? If he wanted, he could have told you very well what it meant. But he wanted you to know the meaning of these things for yourself. Understand by yourself what these things mean. But now it seems as if your intelligence has become completely corrupt. I have never seen a bigger fool than you. The one who has such a great knowledge of the world, how can he do such a great foolish knowledge at all? If you had understood the true meaning of these things, then you too would have been successful in your life like your father, would have been happy, and your life would have been going on happily. But you are such a big fool that you have misinterpreted your father's words. You didn't even think about the meaning of those things. You started doing as he said. If you were not able to understand the meaning of those things, you could have met a wise man. You would have extracted the meaning of that thing from him. But as you have understood these words of your father, it does not mean the same. On this he says the son of Danwan Seth, "O master, what do you want to say? Am I not understanding my father's words correctly? And is it worth understanding anyway?" He had told everything clearly, and I took him in my life in the same way. Then what have I done wrong? On this, the guru started smiling once again and said to that Seth's son, "Son, these things that have been written, there is a deep meaning behind these things which you could not understand. That's why you did this stupidity, and that's why you wasted your whole life. But still nothing has happened. You still have plenty of time. If you want, even after working hard from now on, you can once again achieve happiness and prosperity in your life." On this, Seth's son says, "Okay, please explain to me the meaning of those four things. After all, what is the meaning of those four things?" On this, the monk says to Seth's son, "Your father told you to go to work in the shade and come back in the shade. This means that you reach the shop before sunrise and come back home only after sunset, so that you will get maximum time at the shop. You will be able to understand that work very well. You will be able to do that work well. You will be able to use your mind to increase that work, and you will be able to progress in your work. But you have taken the wrong meaning out of it. You have got such a tent installed from your house to the shop, so that you can come in the shade and go in the shade. Now you tell me, did you understand the true meaning of these words of your father?" Hearing this, Seth's son started crying loudly and said, "Oh teacher, it was my fault. I misinterpreted these words of my father, and because of this, I am completely ruined today. I was the biggest fool. My father had given me such important knowledge, but I mistook that diamond for a stone." Next, that Seth's son tells that Guruvar, what is the second thing? What is the meaning of that? Further, while explaining the meaning of the second point, the teacher says to get a leather fence done. This means that you keep a dog or a cat in your house. When you keep a dog-cat in your house, it will protect your house from all sides, due to which your wealth will be completely safe, and you will be able to focus on the shop without worrying. By being carefree, you will be able to understand the work of the shop, and will be able to progress. Moreover, there will never be any fear in your mind that some thief may come and steal my property. This is the real meaning of getting a leather fence done. But you have taken out the meaning of getting a leather fence done. You have completely filled the two walls of your house with leather, due to which the foul smell spread all around. The neighbors around you also left their homes and went somewhere else. Even your friends, your relatives started shying away from coming to your house because of that bad smell. And now the condition has become such that neither anyone comes nor goes to your house. And for this reason, people started disliking you, and this is also the reason for your destruction. Next, Seth's son says, "Oh teacher, all this is fine, but what about sweetening this food? Have I taken the meaning of this wrong? I ate sweets every day as per my father's words, and today see how heavy my body has become, due to which many types of diseases have surrounded me. Was I misunderstanding this as well?" On this, the hermit says to that Seth's son, "Yes, you have taken the wrong meaning of this thing as well. The meaning of eating sweets is that whenever you feel hungry fast, only then you have to eat, not after, before, and after. Otherwise, if you are not hungry and you get food, you will never appreciate that food. That bread will never be sweet to you. However wonderful you may be, you will never be able to appreciate it. You will never be able to respect it. But when a person is very hungry, even if you put dry bread in front of him, it will be enough for him, no less than a panchamel. He eats it with love, respects it, and finds that roti sweet. That's why your father had said, sweet the food and eat it, so that your health will also be good. Because when a person is hungry, and at that time he eats, it is like a nectar for him, and whereas when a person is not hungry, and he eats at such a time, for him it is like poison. He could do her a lot of harm, but you also took it wrongly. You started eating sweets every day, due to which you started gaining weight, and due to this many diseases made their home in your body, and it was taking you closer to death. Hence, from today onwards, eating only when you are very hungry will be of great benefit to you, and will help you to make your body always healthy, and not hungry, even when there is no need for food. Never eating food at such a time will prove to be very harmful for you, and this was your third mistake, because of which your whole life was getting ruined. Next, Seth's son says that you are the guru. The fourth point has been written very clearly. Always keeping your wife tied, then it also means something else. Have I misunderstood that too? On this, the monk says, yes, son, keeping your wife tied does not mean that you keep her tied with a rope every day. Rather, it means that whenever there is a mutual difference between you two, do not leave your hands on your wife if there is a conflict. As long as a woman's husband is in a relationship with her, she is bound in her relationship, and she makes every possible effort to maintain her relationship to the fullest. And at such a time, if there is some tussle between you, some mistakes happen, and at such a time you do not leave that woman's hand, then she will never leave you. But it also does not mean that you torture your wife. Rather, your father should have said here that whoever is associated with you in a relationship, bind him in your relationship in such a way that he is yours. He can't harm you even after quarrels and bickering. He can't do anything wrong with you and can't take advantage of you. Always keep your relationships tied. Don't leave them open, otherwise they will slip out of your hands. And most of us make the same mistakes in our life and never give time to our new relationships, due to which their relationship does not become that strong, and for this reason they lose their relationship. And you also did the same mistake. You have tied up your wife. Then how can she forgive you? And that is the reason why she left you. What you did to your wife does not deserve forgiveness, because you have done wrong. So go and apologize to your wife. Bring her back home. And these were the 4 things your father tried to make you understand. But you misinterpreted all these things, and because of this, you are completely ruined. But you still have plenty of time. If you follow all these things properly, you can once again gain everything that you have lost in your life. All these things are the solution to all the problems of our life. You can see them in any way. If you want to be successful, you have to work hard. You have to leave your house before the sun rises, and always return home only after the sun has set, so that no one snatches the wealth from you. You have to tie your relationships in such a way that those relationships do not disturb you, don't hurt you, don't take advantage of you. And always have a good and healthy meal when you are hungry, so that you can live happily with whatever breath you have got and keep your relationships forever. Do not leave them open, otherwise they will slip out of your hands, and you must have a dog or cat in your house, so that your money is always safe. After following all these things in your life, you can get everything once again in your life. What you have lost till date, and maybe you can progress even more. You can get even more prosperity, make your life happy and prosperous. By saying this, the sages became calm, and Seth's son also understood all his mistakes. He bowed down to that guru and returned back to his home. He brought all those 4 things in his life, followed them exactly. Since then, positive effects started appearing in his life. He was once again successful in building up his business. He once again succeeded in bringing his wife home, and in no time his life had become happy and blissful. Thank you for joining me on this journey of embracing simplicity and finding the true essence of life. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more thought-provoking content. And please share to one person you love the most in last. I just want you to say, climb higher, aim higher with a Bodhi aspire.